Massive storms that pummeled California earlier this winter poured more than 32 trillion gallons of water into the state, pushed up some of the region's reservoirs and increased snow cover in key western mountains. But despite this temporary respite, in the face of climate change, the region will need to work to conserve water and reduce demand. The 7 states, which draw water from the Colorado River, are working to reach an agreement by the end of this month to save more than 2 million acre-feet of Colorado River water in 2023. Global warming is accelerating dehydration in the West. Combined with increasing demand from a growing population, it is drying up the Colorado River, which supplies water to 7 states and the 2 largest reservoirs in the nation, Lake Powell and Lake Mead. Central Valley reservoirs have risen dramatically in recent weeks, due to the atmospheric rivers that have hammered California since late December. According to a report last week, Shasta Lake on the Sacramento River has risen to hold 2,418,562 acre-feet of water, 53% of capacity and 85% of average. Lake Oroville on the Feather is holding 2,093,391 acre-feet of water, 59% of capacity and 106% of average. Lake Folsom on the American River is holding 540,536 acre-feet of water, 55% of capacity and 126% of average. But the climate scientist says the 40 million people who use the river's water shouldn't take the good news with a grain of salt. Stacked high in the Rocky Mountains, flakes are vital to the Colorado River, an aquatic lifeline for people from Wyoming to Mexico. It begins as high-altitude snow before the water flows into the towns and farms of the region. In Colorado, more than 2/3 of the rivers begin as snow. This year's total is well above average, but there's still plenty of winter left, according to climate scientists. A 23-year megadrought has left the region at its driest since about 200 AD. This has created a huge imbalance between supply and demand in the multi-billion-dollar agricultural sector and major cities such as Denver, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles. As of now, all eyes are on the snow-capped mountains that keep the river flowing into the 2 largest reservoirs in the country, Lake Mead and Lake Powell. These reservoirs are declining to historically low levels, threatening hydropower for millions of people and threatening the need for costly retrofits to the dams that hold the water. On the other hand, the amount of snow in the mountains got off to a promising start. Snow mass is 130% of the average for this time of year. The Roaring Fork Basin, which includes Aspen and snowmass, occupies only 0.5% of the land area of the Colorado River Basin, but provides about 10% of the water. In other nearby mountains, snow cover is between 140% and 160% of the average. Even if these numbers hold out until spring, the severity of the drought on the Colorado River means it will be many more years before a serious dent occurs. Everybody is so eager to make an early call on this, said Brad Udall, a water and climate researcher at Colorado State University. Invariably, you'll get caught with your pants down if you think you know what's going to happen. It's great to see a big snowpack, Udall said. We would need 5 or 6 years at 150% snowpack to refill these reservoirs. And that is extremely unlikely. Udall said the wet season is unlikely to continue due to rising temperatures from climate change. Since 1970, temperatures in the Colorado River Basin have increased by 3 degrees Fahrenheit. These high temperatures have already reduced water flowing across the region by 15%.